This is Mr. Impact Wrestling himself, Moose, and you're listening to the Irish Whip.
Hookers? Hookers and Coke?
Hookers and Coke, man.
You're the only pro wrestler I know that wants to do this shit in the morning.
Yeti, you're a f***ing moron.
Put it this way, I think Sami Callihan might as well just change his name to Invader
I
1.
want to know why. Like, he can dodge any question. Like, I'll tell anyone that. You can tell me but I'm going to ask specific questions.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
WrestlingNewsSource.com. All the rest of you yahoos are out there dilly-dillying you little wankers. We're actually receiving real wrestling news.
This is
Brett screwed Brett.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Brett screwed Brett.
Hold 2! Arm bar!
Hey, get a nice shot of the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation. I hate everything that you stand for.
Sodas rule.
Yeah, they do.
A little hungover. I might have drank a little bit.
I feel like I should turn on subtitles.
Might have drank a little last night. UFO.
You might have drank a little. Was that Pat Dillon?
Yeah.
Pat Dillon.
Yep. Was
UFO
with Pat.
Who was there?
Mark Haggerty's his ring announcer. Future guest on the Irish Whip.
Mm-hmm. Really? Mark?
Yeah.
That guy has come a long way in the last year.
He actually ran a seminar on social media last night. That was pretty cool.
For what? Oh, for what?
Social media. How to run your social media as a pro wrestler. And
oh, man. He is the most... Dude, I can remember a couple times... This is back Wrestle Circus, when Wrestle Circus was going on. Like, there was a couple times where some people that were... Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm wrong. But I can remember some people being really brutal to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got... hang on, real quick. Like, we're the hot start again. Guys,
always.
This is the Irish Whip.
Oh,
JP,
yeah. This
Josh.
Hello. we just assume people know who we are because they're listening to this podcast, JP. We're narcissistic assholes.
We realized a couple weeks ago that, like, we had our best conversation like, before we started recording, so now y'all get that, so...
Yeah, usually before we this is our hot take. Like, this is the hot tag. This is like it's like the first, 10, 15 minutes. It's just us talking like it usually is. And so far we haven't included Rucker in that, so that's good.
But yeah, Mark Haggerty got outed in a locker room by one of the boys at one point.
Okay, so that's what it was.
And now he's embraced it, so.
Well, I mean, he's a very unique individual, especially when he's as a ring announcer.
It was pretty cool. Like I got to eavesdrop on some of his seminar. I didn't really participate in it. I had some other stuff going on.
Do we know I don't mean to interrupt you, but do we know what his social media is?
Yeah,
I'll look that up while you tell the story.
I believe it's Mark Adam Haggerty on Twitter. On the tweet. He was talking about like, the shit that people forget about is that like everything runs off of an algorithm.
100%.
It's
all mathematics, right?
If you're bringing people to Twitter or to Snapchat or to Instagram, they're gonna then promote you because you're the low-hanging fruit. They could see what you have to say or what you're putting on their product is interested, so they're going to promote you on their product. And I have a cold today, guys, so sorry if my voice is a little off.
You don't have a cold, you're just hungover.
Well, that too, but...
Yeah, you had a lot of things in your mouth last night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was... Well, at Pat shows, it's like... me and the guy who runs his concessions go way back. And he usually brings a bottle. And last night I said, I'm going to bring a bottle. And I brought a bottle. He brought a bottle. So my sharing size bottle was a me size bottle.
Okay, so officially for Mark Adam Haggerty, you were close, my friend. It is at Mark with a K, so it's capital M-A-R-K, a capital A, so it's a middle initial, Mark A. Haggerty, and it's Haggerty.
That's okay.
And I'm going to officially follow him on Twitter now since I do not. I'm a jerk, man. How do I not follow him on? It's because I'm on him all over on Facebook. I follow him more on Facebook than I do on Twitter.
And I mean,
he probably
does
talked
a
about
lot of
that
cool
too.
Stuff in like social media, like he actually once I said it to him that I do a podcast. He's like, I just talked about doing podcasts and using them to promote your Twitter at my seminar, and he does these seminars all over the place. Like,
so you see, Chikara Pro obviously is where he's working at.
MLW too,
right? There's some other people like Max. Her name is Max Lindsay. I mean, I think people remember her last year when I was like, dude, we got to watch her. Remember?
Yep.
And we've asked her to do stuff like this, and I'll 100% respect. There's people that do tell us no, and there's specific reasons why. And her thing is that she did not feel like she wanted to break kayfabe. Yeah. And I was like, 100% agree. We do that as well. So it's one of those things like I'll ask a couple times and I'll offer it, and then at that point in time, if they don't feel comfortable, then I'll back off. 100%.
But yeah, it was cool talking to Mark for a little while. He's always a good dude. If you see him at a show and you're interested in learning about social media, ask him, because he does these seminars and it's like $25, and he does them before most of the shows he's on at this point.
It is not rocket science, but it is rocket science. And when you get the opportunity to listen to somebody like Mark, that's as personable as he is, break it down probably as easy as it does, it's probably invaluable information.
Right. And I had to say sir a lot last night, too.
You saw Tunku?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That kid, that's another name.
Was actually pretty well represented last night.
That's another name I think people are going to, in the next year or two, that's another one of those names where they're going to be going, dude, that guy's a heel.
I forget the other kid's name. The short, stocky, black, blonde kid that's in the Crucible.
Oh, now you're challenging me.
The bleach blonde, tattooed up kid. He was there last night as well.
Well, it's just Chikara Pro for us. It always will be. I mean, that's the basis for. That's the basis of my passion. You know what? You know how come? You know how that became a basis of my passion? Is where a lot of the Ring of Honor and Combat Zone guys would go hang out together and wear masks and actually do some lucha libre stuff and actually have fun for a family. It was a cool thing. It was a cool. That entire time was just one of those things in wrestling history like some people won't get to experience, and I'm okay with that. Like that's one part of me I get to take forever.
Early 2000s Chikara.
Yes.
Cesaro, Drew Gulak, Sami Zayn. I'm trying to think of who else. Kevin Owens.
Yeah. I mean, all of them, man. All of them.
They all came through. Cesaro actually ran the school not ran the school. It was obviously Quackenbush. But
kind of like
he definitely had a big piece of it.
100%, dude. Like Cesaro, Chris Hero.
Yep.
All these guys. It's I don't know. It's cool, and the fact that Mark's coming on the show, that's cool.
Yes, we just got to work out some dates. And
we got some other names too that we've been working for a while, and this is people don't realize like as long as we've been doing this, like we legitimately we don't talk about it, but from like the time like Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's hits, it's like some people take that time off, but we legit almost take an entire 2 months off.
And it's, you know what I like about Mark too is he's still early on in his career, but about I want to say 2 years ago, he was announcing for UFO, and Rich Palladino came through a UFO show, which was sort of unusual because it's on the other end of Massachusetts from where Rich lives and works.
Rich wasn't sticking to his side of the street.
Right. So, I go over and I always have a conversation with Rich, and he's like, this ring announcer asked me to come through and watch him and critique him.
That's huge.
And that's what wrestlers are supposed to do. So, I've respected Mark since that. AG was in the house. He wasn't wrestling, but he was in the house. Came through to promote 01 USA Northeast.
Dude, JXT is coming to 01 Northeast.
Yeah, it is. So he's got that Crown Zero event coming up.
Yeah.
AG's not on the Crown Zero event.
He's not.
He's not.
Why?
He's going to be somewhere else.
Shut them.
Germany.
Oh, he's
WXW.
WXW ticket over there.
He's going to London for 2 days and then Germany for 3 days.
Here's what I want people to do: I want people to just track these kids and where they go, how they do it, and when they do it, because there is an obvious pattern. There is an obvious pattern, right?
Yep. So the Crown Zero event, it's his show, but he's leaving it in the hands of Ava Everett, who is his...
I was going to say, is Ava Taker going with him, or is she staying back?
Nope, she's staying back. She's not real happy about it. She's not. It's not that she's not happy about not going. She's happy that they're not gonna be together for those 5 days. But she's gonna run the show for him with Randy Carver.
Wow, that's huge.
Randy Carver obviously
Limitless Wrestling,
right?
Man, do people know? Like, they will. People, obviously, the people that listen to us know. Like MJF, Ace Romero, Josh Briggs, Anthony Green, their relationship with Carver is something extremely unique, and it is very, very Paul E. Heyman-esque to me.
Right, and MJF lives nowhere near the East Coast at this point, and still will come in for Limitless shows. I'm
telling you, man, I can't wait to go back years from now again and listen to this and go, yep.
Randy Carver, the people drive, even the Massachusetts people, he's on the other end of Maine. It's like a 2 or 3 hour drive that people are taking for this.
Well, so obviously our hot take is for the first 12 minutes of this is us talking about cool people in the business that we respect that are coming up and are going to start doing some pretty cool things, right?
No. Yeah, no.
Was that a yes, no? What was that? Or was that a now? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. And it's fun to watch.
It's surreal.
And it's all like, I love seeing Anthony. Anthony is a very close friend.
Very.
So he showed up.
Especially for you.
He wasn't on the show last night. He had hit Pat up to see if he could promote 01, and he did. And it was just really cool. Like, he just picked up another town. So he's going to be running shows pretty regularly now. And he's got so many friends in the business. Guys like Pillman and, people from MLW and Lucha Underground and Impact that you're going to see. I can guarantee you, he hasn't said it, but you're going to see guys like Ethan Page at his shows.
Yeah, because he's talented.
Do you remember when AG had the social media championship and it was his own belt?
Yeah, that plus the dad jokes.
Do you know Ethan Page was the one who beat him? If you remember back, I believe it was All Ego Ethan Page that beat him for his own belt.
Yeah, AG was selling that some one-of-a-kind belt the other day, and that's the belt. I was like, I wanted to text him and say, I want the belt. I want your belt that you lost. Now it's funny that it's Ethan Page is the one he's lost it to.
Yep. Yeah, Kevin Quinn was there last night. Always fun to see him.
Dude. I don't know. I'm super jealous, but at the same time, like we always talk about, my perception is different because it's always through a screen. It's
right.
It's always through a screen.
We got to get you out here for a couple of shows.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I know I'm missing Mania this year. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, JP. Sorry, Marty. Sorry, Des. Sorry, Jay. Sorry, everybody. But next year, Hollywood.
Yeah. I might miss Mania this year. I'm up in the air right now. Full disclosure, because of just some situations here, and I want to get the studio off the ground here.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know me and business ideas.
I know. Well, and the thing too is maybe we should take the Monteezy way. Should I start mixing some songs? Like they could be real elementary, like 4-beat things. Like it could be as good as the Funhouse type stuff. You know, I could mix that stuff together, and then, it probably wouldn't work though, right?
Well, I mean, we got people that can mix songs. You know, you got Monteezy, you got the Meat Boys. The Meat Boys, they're DJs, they're fucking cooks, so.
Petey's got to be the most
Dallas
eligible
Rose.
bachelor in Massachusetts right now. The dude doesn't put sugar in his body. He's all working out. He can cook. He can cut hair. He's just slinging, ain't he? He's just slinging.
Dallas Rose from the Meat Boys, from Meats and Tweets, is like a hell of a DJ. Like a producer DJ, not just like a plays music DJ, but an actual music producer.
Does he wear one of those big, fat, glowing hats and masks that glow and shit, and he's back there and bouncing with the crowd?
Yes, in a big Flavor Flav clock.
Yeah, boy. Like that?
Yes. No, he's pretty good. He's a good musician, but I think producing is like his knack. So, But here's the thing.
Go.
So, I'm going to be taking classes on editing podcasts.
The fact that you're just taking classes impresses me.
Huh?
The fact that you're just taking classes impresses me.
Right? You're a genius with the graphics.
Oh, yeah.
We got guys that can do sound.
Oh, yeah.
So, all you other podcasts out there, if you guys need help, come to us and we can work something out with you.
Oh, it's easy. Like, that's what we're here for. Like, look, I want to see people grow and be successful and make a little bit of money at this. And if it's anything, it's like make $100 a month for an entire year. I mean, that'll pay for, that's a weekend in Vegas, man.
It covers everything you need to cover. And if you want to make money at it, you have to be somewhat professional. So let us help tweak it for you.
Somewhat. Because we are somewhat professional.
Yes.
That's our whole thing. We are the most unprofessional professionals you will ever meet.
That's it. So, on that note, on being the most unprofessional professionals, why don't we take a quick break?
Yes.
And pay some of these bills we're talking about. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to that. Now,
yeah, what was that?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it was good.
I'll put it in later.
No, seriously. Again, coming back on the other side and circling back around, if people need help, that's what we're here for. Man, we're just here to help people grow. And when we can help people grow, it just creates a symbiotic relationship where there's people out here that want to be successful, and we're not looking for all the pie. We want to share whatever we can with whoever. And if it's useful, it's useful. If it's not, it's not.
Well, I don't think anybody is prouder of guys, and we already brought him up once, of Rucka than we are.
No, it's the same with Talkomania guys too. Like they just blew up. Even it's Marty
Rucka doing his Dallas Cowboys.
God, why do we have to keep talking? Can we please just fucking stop putting him over? Let's just not talk about him for an episode. He's almost becoming like Anthony. We have to get him in, at least his name in once every episode. I'm getting fucking sick of it.
Well, I want him to mention us.
He won't.
No, he ignored. You know what it is, though?
He won't.
You know what it is? He's trying to have that, like, wants to be us so bad. So he doesn't want to mention us and bring attention to us?
I don't think it's that. I just
because
don't think
then people will see what he's trying to be.
Yeah. Oh, you're such an asshole.
Dude,
nobody deserves it more than the shit that him and his family have been through, the struggle with the kids and the health and where they're at. Like, there's nobody that deserves this more than he does. And I'm glad that he's got somebody like Marty to grab onto his coattails.
Absolutely. And this will be the last podcast I bring up that's not ours. Probably, maybe not this episode.
Don't do that. Don't bring his up, because they never bring ours up either.
No, they don't. The one I'm going to bring up, but
don't say it.
I got to.
Okay, fine.
200 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
The Wrestling Podcast About Nothing is the episode that they put out Monday is their 200th episode.
That's pretty cool.
And I think we will get brought up this time because I actually called into there. They have a voicemail.
You can leave voicemails?
Yeah, so I called
It's not like you can call Vince Russo and act like you're AJ Styles and tell him you're not showing up.
And have his wife read his cell number over the
Oh, sorry, man.
That's so I was
that happened.
I finally got Bo Douglas to agree.
Really?
Bo Douglas and one of his top student right now, Alec Price, he's going to be a name to watch. Like he's had his Beyond debut. He's been doing stuff all over Limitless, all the companies that we bring up regularly from this area.
Yeah.
UFO, he's working for. He's young. His family's got Southie ties. And
you know what I want to do, dude? This is for real. Like, have you ever watched that show with that guy that does the anthropologist that does the study of heavy metal, where it comes from? Have you watched that? Right?
Yes.
I really wish that somebody independently, like with A&E doing the stuff with W, but somebody like Vice would invest independently and like do something like that with pro wrestling.
And trace it back.
Well, tell the right stories, like the stories that, like, just set it straight, make it right. I mean, when you're talking about mass transit, when you're talking about, Hugo and
Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, like those still are debated when they're already open. It's done. It's over with. Like the story's done. We've talked to people, other people have, and they I don't know, man. I just wish that somebody would set the record straight.
But that's what we try to do.
Oh, fuck, but we're just the Irish Whip podcast.
That's it. And, that is what we try to do. It's going way back to the Irish Whip and Total Nonstop Radio. It's sort of what we try to do. And,
well, it's you guys with Canyon. It's that whole story again. It's you guys with Canyon. It's us in having Eric on a regular basis and him talking about the struggle of wanting to be what he wanted to be but couldn't be, and how many the metamorphosis and changes that he had to go through to be what he is now.
Do you remember the group chat you sent out when Y2J was debuting?
Oh God. That's a challenging question, but no.
You sent a group text out to a bunch of us, and this is going back 20 years, and I remember this. And you sent the text out, and it was, the Y2J was like the code coming up on the screen. And everybody knew it was Y2J, but they hadn't announced it yet. And one of the codes was like .save me or something.
Yeah, save me. It was _me.
And you sent that out in the group text, like save us or something. And can I say which Eric?
Yeah.
Eric Young replied back, and he was under contract with TNA at the time. No, save me.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he was being super misused.
That was a group text out to EY that included us in a lot of shit, and that was the funniest. I forgot about that, dude. I really did. When he texts back, save me. from that.
I'll never forget that one.
Wow. Some of the shit that we did that we forgot, and when we do this, that's why we do this, because we get to bring up those old stories.
Right. And you'll remember the stuff I did. I remember the stuff you guys did.
Oh, I still remember the stuff you guys did. And I don't remember the stuff that we did because I don't think I wanted to remember a lot of it.
Oh.
When we talked to Harley Race's wife and we thought it was him just because of her. Oh, God. That was horrible.
We called, who was it? Outback Jack for an interview that we had lined up with his manager. And his manager never told him about it.
He had no idea, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever."
Yeah, he literally was a little upset that we interrupted Law and Order on him.
Yep.
But he did the interview.
Well, it's just like when you guys interviewed Rampage.
Oh,
that was a great interview with Rampage Jackson.
That was Cryogel.
Yep, Cryogel, Rampage, Forrest Griffin.
Like, and we got to,
even the times when Drew Gulak was hanging out with DJ and they were walking through Home Depots and they're like, "We're picking out ladders, we're grabbing some sticks, we need more staples, get more staples," stuff like that. It's those things that those memories and doing a podcast, circling back to Rucker, is what he's getting to experience now, and it's just cool to watch and cool to see.
And now we're doing the podcast, and do you realize the places that you can download the Irish Whip?
Is there, and I don't mean this, I'm not trying to be arrogant, but literally, is there not a place that you can't now?
Well, so obviously on all the podcast places that people know, but do you know we're on Audible?
We're on Audible now?
Yes. So Audible is like, everyone knows it as audiobooks, but it's like so much more. It's got, they got stand-up comedy skits on there. They got obviously podcasts on there, thousands of books, and it's just an amazing spot. It's and we have an offer for you guys. This is so cool. I didn't even tell you all the details of this. But people can actually text 500-500, text the word Irish Whip, all one word, and you'll get a free month of Audible.
Seriously, if they text Irish Whip to 500-500, they get a free month of Audible?
Yes.
And
they can go to audible.com/Irish Whip.
Audible.com/Irish Whip, or text Irish Whip to 500-500 for a free month of Audible.
Yes.
Where do you pull these? Where do you get these? Like, how do you do this? Actually, don't tell me, because that's what we want to help other people do, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, they have thousands of books. It would take decades, literally decades, to listen to everything they have up on there. Think about that. So, you're in the middle of reading a book, but say you drive for a living. You can't read and drive, but you can listen to the audio book while you're in the car.
Dude, there's so many people that commute right now. Like, it just makes
tons of wrestling books up there.
Yeah, Audible. That's one thing about Audible, is they do have some, I won't say like obscure stuff, but thousands of books out there, and there are a lot of professional wrestling books out there that you can't find other places.
You're so you get, I believe it's 2 credits for a book each month, and they actually carry over. So it's not like if you don't use them, you lose them. They carry over. They don't expire for a year, those credits.
And regularly, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like, is it a monthly service or is it per book?
Monthly service. So but check it out, guys. Give it a listen. Go on, listen to us on there. But all you got to do is text Irish Whip to 500-500, or go to audible.com/Irish Whip. All one word on Irish Whip.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. But now, we talked about our history a lot. For people who don't realize, we've both been doing this over 15 years.
Yeah.
I think 2004 was actually the year for us. And we all started basically the same week.
Yes. Through an amazing website. And in that long story short, not WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Yeah, you think about the relationships that we made that have lasted that long.
So many cool relationships with the younger generation that are doing it now.
That's and kids like Ben over at WrestlingNewsSource.com.
If you think about it, what back then, if we want to be really honest about this, there was In Your Head. There was.
He's still around.
Yeah, there was Voice of Wrestling. There was the whole effing show. There was you guys and the Irish Whip. There was me and Nico with Total Nonstop Radio, focusing strictly on TNA. What else was there, dude?
That was back when TNA was pay-per-view only.
Yeah, weekly, $9.99.
Who was whole effing show? I remember that one.
ECW with Joey Numbers.
Okay. No, yeah, we back then no one knew what we were doing. Every podcast out there was sort of like we are now. You had no clue what you were doing.
No, you just get on and you do your thing. Like, there's the best things in life for us, like we've found out, is are better unscripted.
And I say this all the time. When you read something on these dirt sheets, take it with a grain of salt. If you throw enough stories out there, one is going to be true. There are so many guys on Twitter that call themselves reporters, and then they'll report something, and when it doesn't happen, they'll say, well, the WWE changed it because it got leaked.
Dude, let's take our last break, and then let's come back. Let's talk about that part of it, and then also talk about my perfect fucking predictions for NXT TakeOver Portland.
Oh, Jesus. I was going to try to avoid that.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, guys? JP and Josh here, Yeti. This is 3 Irish Boys, since we always forget, at 3 Irish Boys with a Z on Twitter and every place else. Yes, JP, let's talk about my perfect marked predictions for WWE NXT TakeOver Portland.
It took you how long to beat me?
I didn't beat you. I'm not bragging. I'm just stating that for these other guys out there, individuals that like to pick me apart when I make these picks, right? But yet, like, when I do it,
name names.
Oh, I'll have to go. I'll go back through my Twitter feed and I'll find the last one where I put it out there, and then, like, I got beat up. I mean, there was at least 50 retweets and replies on one of these at one point.
Big tie-dye guy.
Yeah, that dick. Like, people don't understand. Like, I make these picks the way I think that the WWE universe wants to see these things go, right? But I also have justification as to why I think it should go that way. But a lot of times I'm way fucking wrong, because that's what a mark is supposed to be, is wrong. It's way better if it's not the way it's supposed to go, right, JP? It should be a surprise around every turn.
Yes.
And when you're talking about these dirt sheets, and I was 100% again on my picks for NXT Portland TakeOver again. Like, if you invest time and energy into, what was that, Lars Ulrich and his, just because he did some kind of tickle me gay porn. Like, how much time are you going to invest beating somebody up like that? And I don't mean somebody like that. I mean, how much time are you going to beat somebody up in that manner like that, rather than just saying, oh, shit, he was young, he was experimenting, he was experiencing stuff. Who cares? Like, the homophobia stuff is the part that bugs me the most about these dirt sheets.
But it's Vince.
100% Vince doing it, right?
It's Vince. That's all I'll say.
Okay, well, you and I know, and we discussed this off. Like the best thing that could happen to him, just like the best thing that could happen to the Dallas Cowboys, is if the boss went away. Just saying. Respect the man entirely. But I know that his daughter, his son, his son-in-law are fully capable of taking this thing to the next level. Like, go play with the XFL. Go do all of that you want to do. Just take that wrestling part and keep it in its purest form with the people that want to keep it pure.
I don't want to keep it pure, though. I want wrestling to be fun.
Dude, I know it. Okay, everything, you can't go like gobbledygooker way.
You know what? Why not?
Because that doesn't work. That's like when I see that, to me, that's wasted opportunity and time to showcase other talent.
So why does Orange Cassidy work then?
Orange Cassidy works because he plays on the psychological part of fucking marks that people hate. That's why Orange Cassidy works for me, because I know that it drives people nuts. Like, I get it, that works.
It's fun.
Yes, it's fun. But gobbledygooker's stupid. That was fucking stupid.
They toured with that egg for so long.
I mean, look at this. So I haven't watched. When's the last time you think that I watched Raw? To be honest,
I haven't watched it this year, so I have no idea.
Okay, so I watched it this week. Okay, and keep in mind,
Okay.
I still haven't watched AEW, even though I saw some of Rucker's picks last night. And I was like, damn, I gotta go. I gotta, like, on the itch. I'm holding back because I want to take it all in and see if it's over the top all day long, all the time. If they're doing it just to do the things that they're doing, like we've talked about, or if they're actually going to be consistent about it. But with the WWE, like, I don't know, man. Raw is, when you're talking about Randy Orton and you're using him again just like you did to take care of like Triple H, and he's the legend killer now. He's the, like, you can only, this may not be a word, you can only metamorphosize a dude so many times before it's like, why are we doing this again in the same manner?
This may not be a word.
It may not be a word. I may have just dictionaryized that.
Metamorphosized a word.
It's got to be, right?
It is now.
Yeah, it's like, Dragon Ball Z, or it's like Pikachu, Charizard.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing is, you advertise pro wrestling on TV. You put a face in front of it that people know. At least that wrestling fans know.
Yes.
You're going to sell tickets. You throw some names out there that everybody knows. You're going to sell more tickets. If the wrestling is not up to par, you're going to sell tickets to the next event, but then it's going to fizzle. So this is going to sound bizarre. Wrestling cannot give the fans what they want every time.
No, and that's what
Because-
works. That's you can't give. Sometimes you just can't give the fans. You got to be the guy like Josh Briggs that, I know you want this, but I'm going to break it and not use it during this anything goes match.
No, and it's not even that. It's
You got to hold back a little. You always have to hold something back, right?
The problem with so many heels is that they get over. So when they get over, they become baby faces. Sidney Bacabella says this a lot, so Sidney Bacabella is a wrestling manager, in the Northeast, and he's done some stuff in the Midwest, and he travels a lot, actually. Chikara. He won't bump. He knows how to bump. He has so many bumps, he'll take a year. Because if he bumps every show, that's what the fans want. Giving the fans what he wants, he becomes a babyface and not a heel. I would say the only true heel out there right now is actually in AEW, and it's MJF.
Say his fucking name. Say his name, JP.
It's MJF.
Say his name loud.
And the
Like
reason
I want.
he's able to do it is because if he tweets anything, he doesn't tweet it as Maxwell Friedman. He doesn't tweet it as the little kid that was on Rosie O'Donnell.
Right.
He tweets it as MJF.
I've said it. He is going to be the biggest heel since Scott Hall. He'll be bigger than Scott Hall. He will be the bad guy that Scott Hall always wanted to be, but in a real way that is more real than real can be, especially with social media. Like if somebody's taking what Mark Adam Haggerty has to say to heart, it is definitely that man.
Well, part of what Mark said, part of what I overheard was Mark said, don't let, if you have an account where you tweet your personal feelings, don't let fans onto it.
Right.
Don't let fans know it exists. Only add friends and family. And then have your other account for your gimmick.
Yep. They need to be separate.
But yeah, MJF is always MJF when you see him publicly. So that's what makes him different.
Let me ask you this. So everybody kept comparing, like, there's no room for AEW. Like, everything's oversaturated. I mean, everybody's going to suffer. I don't see any of that right now. Do you?
Sort of.
In the smaller markets, right? In the Impact area, or go ahead.
It's AEW is a lot of the same thing, other than MJF. Really, it's a bunch of wrestlers who are friends who wrestle the same way.
You're not wrong. It's the New Japan way.
Right.
It's how do I'm with you. It is like watching Matt and Jeff Hardy wrestle Edge and Christian every other week.
If you walk into an ice cream shop and it only has one flavor, even if it's your favorite flavor, what are you going to do?
Depends on who I am.
You're going to get your favorite flavor that one time. You might go back. It might be the best. If it's chocolate's your favorite flavor, it might be the best chocolate flavor. You're going to go back a second time. You're going to go back every once in a while. But if there's nothing different in there, you're not going to go back every time.
Do you know what I think can save AEW? Is by literally gutting every other female promotion out there to try and compete with what the product that WWE is putting out as far as the females go. I think that's the only thing that is separating the two right now.
I wouldn't touch their female roster right now. AEW's?
Well, you got to get Sadie in there full time. I think honestly, you need Jordan Gracie, you need Tessa in there.
I would not make a single change to their female roster right now. Their female roster over the next couple of weeks and months is going to be the one thing that sells tickets for them. Because having Nyla Rose as the champion, how many followers does Val Venus have on Facebook?
A lot.
And guess what they all know about now?
Nyla Rose.
Yes. So, And he's not the only one doing that. It is the it's the free publicity for it.
Right. If somebody agrees or disagrees with you, famous words again of fucking the daddy of all daddies, Eric Bischoff, that should not have gotten the job that he got and should not have been in the position that he was, but he took that thing and wrote it. Is like, there is no such thing as bad publicity. Good publicity, bad publicity, it's all publicity. You just take it, right?
Right. It's publicity. It's someone's talking about it. So somebody might say, wait a minute, I was a Val Venus fan in the 90s. And
he was over the top.
Yeah, I was a Val Venus fan in the 90s. I'm a casual WWE watcher now. I didn't know there was another product out there.
Yeah,
and boom.
I feel you. I got you.
Now there's an AEW fan.
For a stint.
Right. Oh yeah, and then you have to advance.
Here's the difference, and this will always be the difference for me. AEW will not compete with Raw or SmackDown because the storytelling will never have the depth that WWE and will on those two products. It can on the NXT level, I feel.
And Orange, I love Orange Cassidy. He entertains the hell out of me. He has the capabilities of getting signed by the WWE, but not as that character, obviously.
God damn it. Say that again. Just keep going. I got a great tag team for you.
Orange Cassidy and Juice Robinson?
No. Orange Cassidy. It's a female. And Kylie Ray.
But Orange Cassidy, that character, that style, will never get over in the WWE.
No, never. Well, I wouldn't say never. Gilbert.
But Gilbert was different.
Right?
And Gilbert was meant as a rib.
So was Orange, though. Orange is all rib all the time.
But Gilbert was a rib on WCW and
Goldberg. Rather than just the industry as a whole.
Right.
We're getting deep here, man. It's good thing we've got a couple minutes left.
But Orange is I mean, I said what I said. He could get signed, just not as that character.
There's a bigger reason you and I are both Orange fans that when that time comes, people are going to lose their shit.
Yes. People will get all fired up over it.
Yeah, absolutely. They will lose their shit. And I'm going to laugh.
That's
because everybody that shits on him right now has no idea. Like, just how talented of a worker he is.
Exactly. I mean, you can't even say a whole lot about it, but the kid's talented.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing more that we can say is that when that day comes, it's going to be like...
So,
yes.
He's been around for a long time.
No, like, a long enough time to be extremely prominent a lot of other places.
And he figured out a way where instead of making maybe $200 on a weekend, if he does 2 or 3 shows, to make $400 or $500 on a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't fault him for that because he gets paid more. And now with the AEW, you add to that because he still does indies dates.
I don't buy wrestling figurines very often. I don't. Like, the last one I bought was Drew Gulak. Like, I bought Drew off the WB shop because that was one of the cool things. I'm like, shit, I know this kid. I can buy his toy. I'm doing it. That Orange Cassidy one is going to be a fun one to buy too when it happens.
I feel like the Orange Cassidy action figure has to be like, it has to have some kind of motion, some kind of action.
No, I think it should be packaged it can't be packaged vertical. It has to be packaged horizontal with him laying down.
And have the fist bump action. Have the thumb up.
Yeah. Remember the ones where you could like squeeze their legs? Like or squeeze his waist is just he doesn't do
And
anything
it
except like kick his leg out.
No, so you squeeze his leg and it does nothing.
Yeah. He squeezes his leg and his glasses fall off.
But yeah, I mean,
oh fuck. Guys like him and Bryce Remsburg and all these other guys, it's like I've come to appreciate so much about them.
That's the Chikara, it's Bryce is Chikara. And those guys, Bryce takes a lot of shit for what he does in AEW.
He should.
People shit on him for his, they're like, who is this ref that's selling? Like,
they don't, it's because they don't appreciate, I hope those people that are shitting on him realize and appreciate in the next 5 or 6 years what he will bring to that product. And just to professional wrestling as a whole, and what he already has, and the knowledge that he's passed on, and the people that he's helped, and everything that he does.
Yeah,
he's just another product of Quack. That's That's all I can say is another product of Mike Quackenbush.
And if you look at guys get
it's so
trained.
hard for us to do this without saying shit, right?
Get trained. Get proper training. When you go into a training school, if you want to be a pro wrestler, no trainer who has done anything will get offended if you walk in and you say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm interested in training. Can you tell me what you've done?" They're either going to say, in the case of Brian Fury's, as a wrestler, he wrestled on the indies his whole career. He had a little run in Ring of Honor, but for the most part, 99%, he was indies. But he's trained some people that have made it. He's had his hands in some people that have made huge stints. He knows what he's doing. Quack, his resume is Ring of Honor, CZW, and all of those companies, plus the people he's trained, like the Drew Gulaks and the Cesaros.
Ruby Riots.
If the person gets offended by that question, walk out.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't go to that class. Just walk away.
Yeah, because anybody, especially when it's a trainer, if somebody is thirsting for knowledge or wants to know and is genuine about it, they're going to take the time.
Right.
Well, I think JP, that's your last piece of advice, because this is an hour, dude. I'm cutting you off.
All right, man.
I'm cutting you off. It's too much for the people to handle.
All right. We'll see you guys next week at some point.
If you're lucky.
No, we'll be recording regularly.
Remember, I was 100% on my predictions as a mark. So piss off, tie-dye guy.
Yeah.